guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a video that I actually communicate about in my DMs with a lot of moms or parents out there, and I just want to give you my little thought process or how we kind of have come to where we're at. So I guess we can call this, we can discuss parenting style, your parenting approach, or this is our parenting approach, if you will, in how we are raising Catalea. Let's just get right into it. I'm gonna share with you not only kind of our 5 guidelines, our themes, and what the things that we try to lead with in our relationship with our daughter, as well as of books that have just completely just opened my mind and just see things differently. So first things first is being aware that our parents raised us the best they could with what they knew. Just being with that and sitting with that is just mind-blowing. And it puts us in a place of being graceful with them. A lot of our parents, my parents were, immigrants, came from El Salvador, had to work long hours. They did the best they could with what the situation was. And so I could sit here and be like, well, you didn't do it, and point fingers, or I get to be like, okay, thank you for doing the best that you could and choosing to take a different approach with my child, because that's what works for us, and being as simple as that. So that was key. So let's begin with the first word. So I have a little list because I'm tangent. This is a tangent, please. The first word is love. So we have it again, I think 5 words. We have 5 words, first one being love. And so what love represents for us is no matter what your child does in their lifetime, that they know that you're a safe space in which they are loved, period. Yeah, they're gonna piss you off maybe at times, they're gonna just make your patience grow thin, but for them knowing that they're loved and that you are their safe space is just, it's life-changing. So that has been big for us. So yeah, she can do things that upset us, but she knows that we are a safe space. Mommy and daddy will love you, and that's that. She doesn't have to continue to do things to try to get that approval from us, or and not know. We want her to know that she is loved no matter what. So that's number 1. Number 2 is respect. This is big because generally speaking, little ones are like, well, you're little, I'm the adult, I say what goes, period. And that's what that is. But we've taken just kind of a back seat to that and been like, let's rethink this, because we always have to remember, would I like to be communicated to in the way that I'm communicated to them? By the yelling, the making fun of, just the unhealthy ways of communicating. And if the answer is no, then why do you think that it's okay to communicate to a little one like that? And so it's big to know that during the ages of 1 and 3, babies kind of come up with the idea of the reality of what the world is. That's when they start to develop their belief systems. So with that being said, when it's not out of respect, then the relationship already doesn't start off great. And so our key thing has always been to try to just build a strong foundation and learn as we go with her. And yeah, it's gonna take us times that we're gonna have to shift to another, because that's not working with her at the moment. And so we get to shift and shift and shift. But yes, respect, one of the big values that we want to parent with. And so with that, like physical hitting is something that we don't do at home. I know that, generally that's for how a lot of us were raised. And so for us, is we want to lead with respect and an understanding of what the situation is, and then really get the nitty-gritty of it. And that requires more time, that requires more patience. But at the end of the day, for us, respect holds such a heavy weight that we think is just very important to lead with. We don't yell at her. Are there moments where I just catch myself and ooh. And in those moments, if Jorge's around, I'll be like, take her now. I'm not saying that it's all butterflies and gummy bears over here, but knowing that, why am I being triggered? Because a lot of the times our triggers are actually things that we have not fully dealt with. And these little ones are just here living life every day, learning something new, but those triggers are actually something that we get to work on and that we as parents get to look inward. So yeah, respect is a big one. Next one, acceptance. So again, imagine being a little kid or a little baby and being told what you're gonna eat, what you're gonna wear, when you're gonna go to sleep, when you get to go outside, when you're gonna go to school, when you're gonna do homework. Like, you're just being told left and right what your world. Imagine living like that. Like, I know I wouldn't like it. God knows I wouldn't like it. But being aware of that makes us kind of open to just the acceptance of who they are. So for example, Catalea is very like strong-willed. Like when she wants something, she lets you know that that's what she wants. If she wants help, she lets you know. If she doesn't want help, she lets you know. But it's been because we've made it a very kind of like open communication as to, do you want help? Like, do you want this or that? And giving her choices, you know what I mean? And I go like this because honestly, it could be like, do you want water in this cup or do you want water in that cup? She made a decision, she made a choice. It's kind of like that autonomy and just letting her be, like just letting her be. Another example of it is dressing up every day. I'll like pick out 2 outfits because she's just too little to know what goes with what. But I say, Mommy, this one or this one? And she'll point at it, we'll put that one on. But something new that's been happening is her shoes. She just wants to wear her rain boots that fit her a little too big because Mommy got them big for like, because I thought they were gonna fit her. But point being is they don't match with anything. It can be hot as heck outside. It's not raining, it's like 80 degrees and she's wanting to wear her boots. And so that could all in itself become a whole struggle, but instead I'm like, okay, like let's put them on, like here we go. If we're going somewhere, wear them. I'll bring her little tennis shoes in the bag and like call it a day. Just accepting like her individuality and stop like trying to make her, mold her into what the right thing is, because what's right anyways, like who dictates that? So that's a whole little thought process, but just, you know, accepting her for like her and her choices and what she wants, like is big and it's new. Because usually, you know, like when you're little, you were told like, you're doing this because I said so and that's it, se acabó. And so now this approach is just kind of like, okay, well, like, what is it that you want? Okay, like, okay, here you go. Like, you know, do you, sister. And a lot of parents, like, sadly, they want to raise their children to like kind of fulfill their unfulfilled dreams. And so I've been very like aware of that and just very try to be conscious and aware to that. And just, if she doesn't want to play soccer, she doesn't want to play soccer. Like, okay, well, what do you want to play? Dolls. Dolls have been a very interesting thing. I don't think I was ever into dolls, not that I can remember. But Catalea's been given dolls and she's just not, she's just like, all right, cool. She likes tools, but I think it's because she sees me building things and I let her hold tools and she helps mama, and she likes baking and cooking. And so just accepting that, like that's what she wants to do. Like, it's just probably because of what she sees us doing. She wants to go outside and she wants to, you know, garden, get all dirty with her little sand pit. Like she just comes back looking like she just was rolling in the sand, literally. And like just accepting that, like that's how she's learning, that's how she's testing it out, that's how she's gonna know what she wants and what she doesn't want. So accepting that instead of trying to like keep her prim and perfect and no, well, girls like this, or you should like this, or why don't you like that. Acceptance is big. Next word is patience. Whew. This is the theme of my parenting for me personally. Like my lesson in this lifetime, I think, as a mother has been patience. As you can tell, I like things to be organized. I like things to look a certain way. I like order. I like structure. And my daughter is like, I don't think she's any of those. My daughter is just kind of on a whim. I'll learn as I go. Very much like her dad. Very much like her dad. He's a visionary. So it's just like, okay, like let's just go. And I'm like, wait. Like, what's the plan? I need an A through Z. Like, break it down for me. What is it gonna look like? And my daughter is my daughter. And then she's a little bit of a mix of me, in which she wants what she wants and she's gonna make it known, and this is what I want. And so that's great as well. So I've learned to be, or we've both learned to be very patient. Sometimes she'll do things that are just like not okay. Like, let's say we're eating and she'll just grab food and like she's staring at you and she'll throw it on the floor just to see the reaction, I think, almost. And so we don't raise our voices, we don't like put energy into that, but we will say, mommy, eso no se hace. No, like, no, like we don't do that. You know, the food is for you. Leave it at that. Inside, I'm like, girl, I just cleaned the floor, and like we could add all this emotion to it, but giving it all that emotion and energy, it's just not gonna go anywhere. So then we just let that moment die, whatever. When she's done eating, I'll give her a napkin, like, okay, help mama clean, and she'll do it. Like, okay, clean. And she cleans, throws it away in the trash, because she knows how to put stuff in the trash now, and we move on with their lives. Ideally, I would have loved for it to get picked up now and then, or just for it not to happen at all. But like, knowing that she's learning every day and she's seeing, like, you know, where it goes, and we have boundaries, and how do we deal with them. And so patience has been huge for me. And then the last one is responsibility. So when we added this as our parenting style, approach, value, that word was big for us, because we want everyone in this family to contribute in one way, shape, or form. So responsibility, even though she's like young, she cleans up after herself. It's not perfect, but she tries. And at night, mommy, it's, you know, it's bedtime, let's put our zapatos away, let's put our shoes away, and she'll grab her shoes and she brings them to the basket. Okay, let's go throw your diaper away, she puts it in the trash. Like, she's just learning how to contribute, and saying thank you to her, and acknowledging that she's part of our family, she's part of the group, and we love her for it. That's been big. And so giving her responsibility early on. Is it perfect? No. If you guys follow me on my Instagram, if you don't, follow me now. You'll see that I clean up, or during cleanup time, like, she'll literally grab everything. Again, she's her father's daughter. She'll grab everything, and instead of opening her little kitchen door, little kitchenette thing, she'll take off the sink, because that takes too long, and she gets that impatience from me, and she just throws it all down the sink and puts her little sink on top, and like, right, mom, we're cleaned up, you know what I mean? So I could sit there and nitpick and like, no, I see, no, and fix it right. But it's like she's just getting in the groove of things. Eventually, we'll get it down, and like, we'll do it the right, nice, organized way. But right now, that's how she's able to contribute. And me being aware of that, and physically, and like in how she's wired right now, like, that's how she can contribute. And I get to be grateful for that. And saying like, gracias, mommy, like thank you for, you know, helping clean up, or doing that or this. When we cook, like, I have her clean the counters for me. I'm like, okay, here you go. I'll add some water to one of our, like, you know, towels, and she helps. Is it pretty? No. But guess what? She's helping, she's contributing. So I think that's big when someone has a sense of responsibility, and that they have something to bring to the table, to the group, to the family, to the clan. I think that's huge. So those are the 5 words, or parenting style, approach, or family values, if you will, that we have. So with that being said, let's reiterate again. It's love, respect, acceptance, patience, and responsibility. So with that being said, let me share with you some of the books that just have been life-changing, and it makes you really reevaluate why it is you need to be a certain type of parent, or why you should or shouldn't hit, or, you know, they raised me that way, I came out all right, you have to hit, if not they won't listen. It just makes you question everything that you think you believe, and just really just reevaluate for what works for you, for your family, for your little one, for your unit. First book is in no specific order, Positive Parenting by Rebecca, I want to say Eames. Like, I'll re-gift my books, like, but not this one. I get to go back, and I highlighted a lot and underlined a lot. Like, this book is amazing. Next book is a little bit longer, and a lot of them kind of have similar underlying themes, different approaches, different mentalities, different ideas. Know that there is no like one cookie cutter perfect way of parenting. This is called the Conscious Parenting, Empowering Our Children. Empowering. That's big. By Shafila, I'm gonna butcher this, but Sabari. So I'll put that there. And then this one was good too. This is a nice short one. If you're not into reading, like, this one's called The Newbie's Guide to Positive Parenting by Rebecca Eames. Actually, yeah. I think one of these is kind of like the smaller, I want to say the smaller version of this one, like kind of like the gist of it, and then this kind of more nitty gritty. But yeah, these books right here. And then lastly is Homegrown by Ben Hewitt. So yeah, this book actually explores, it's called Homegrown, and it explores like the educational system and why have we been doing it the way we've been doing it, and is it really working kind of concept. So that's this. If you guys don't know, we plan on homeschooling Catalea. I'm already retired, so, and I love teaching, so I'm here for it, and I love activities. So this Homegrown books just kind of lets you explore what your teaching approach is, kind of letting the child take control of what it is they want to learn, what their interests are, instead of sitting them down, giving them a book and being like, you need to learn this to pass this test. There you go. You know what I mean? So it's just exploring a lot of that. If anything, these books by Rebecca Eames, and I hope I'm saying that right, the positive parenting ones, just really make you look back as to how you were raised and what beliefs you built around that, and kind of gives you the permission to like let go of them and do your own thing. Parenting is just, it's such a responsibility. Number one, because we are so elemental to their development, to the type of person they become, to their interpretation of what kind of parents we are. And again, I say that their interpretation of it because we may think we're doing like the best we can, but it just comes down to what they interpret it as. And so that being big, letting go of ideas, well, that's how my family does it, or my family's gonna have something to say. The big step is kind of just coming together with parents, and or if you're a single parent, just really like sitting down, reevaluating everything and why do I believe that, and being okay with letting go with things that don't no longer serve you, and kind of setting your own pathway and know that that works for you, and no one else has to understand it. The family doesn't have to approve of it. Like at the end of the day, this is your family and you guys get to decide what, you know, how it's gonna work, and being okay with that. So I hope this video helped. It's kind of all over the place, but those are our parenting style, approach, values, if you will, that we're using with Catalea. So yeah, I hope that helps, and I hope that these books help, because a lot of times people are like, oh my god, that's so amazing, like I love that you think that way. And again, if you don't follow my friend Maddie, Dr. Mads knows this. Like she's done so much work, and that's actually how I met her, and she's just amazing, period. So I'll put her Instagram here anyways, because she does content like every day of pointers and things that you know but just are good to hear, and just as refreshers, and you know, just things like spending quality time with your kids. And you're like, well, I spend all day with them. You say, yeah, but is it like meaningful connection, or is it I'm kind of on my phone? And I'm guilty of this. No one's perfect. You know, on my phone, kind of scrolling, watching them, like, oh yeah, play with that. Or is it like, let me get to your level, like, what do we play? What do you want to play? Like, let's do this. It just 10 to 15 minutes of that, like, makes a world of a difference, especially if there's like multiple kids in the household. So anyways, the tangent queen doesn't want to go on any longer, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really love doing these types of videos. They just give so much, like kind of a little bit more of a direction sometimes when we're feeling lost. But anyways, go ahead and make sure you follow me on Instagram as well, and like and subscribe. And if there's any other like values or things that you would like to share with other mamas, make sure to comment down below, and see you next time.